All right, Algebra 2. Can you factor polynomials using GCF? We are on lesson 4.5. We're going to do a bunch of different factoring. Remember, factoring is pulling out what is in common. Kind of it's the opposite of the distributive property, but we're going to get bigger and better on this. The first step of all factoring that you need to remember is always see if there's a GCF first. So let's go ahead and look at a couple things that we do backwards with foiling. So we're used to seeing this part right here, this a plus b squared, but now we are given a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So don't forget that this is going to be the outers and inners where they add up to be 2ab. We also have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, and that will factor to be a minus b quantity squared. This one you're going to know like the back of your hand, a squared minus b squared. And if you're in my class, we have this thing that I call the pink sheet. Maybe I'll find a way to get the pink sheet, a picture up on my YouTube. This is going to factor to be a plus b, a minus b. So let's start slowly. Remember the first step, we always want to take out the GCF first. So between 24 and 40, what can come out? Good, an 8. 2 x's and 1 x, we can take out 1 x. Y and y, we can take out 1 y. Now we have to write exactly what's left over. When I take 8xy from 24x squared y, I have 3x left over. When I take, notice I keep the minus sign right smack dab in the middle. When I take 8xy out of 40xy, I have 5 left over. All right, so this x squared plus 14x plus 49, I'm hoping that you see it's like the pink one above. So it is like this right here. Or we can look at this as 49. What are the factors of 49 that add up to be 14? And you might write that as x plus 7 times x plus 7. But notice they prefer you to write it as x plus 7 quantity squared. I would take either one of these answers. You wouldn't get points off. It's the same thing. All right, moving on. This is the teal blue above, and I would call this the pink sheet. Sorry, we should always check to see if there's a GCF. There is not a GCF with 81 and 4, but I know that 81 is a perfect square, and I know that 4a squared is a perfect square. So when you have that, it's just like above. You are going to have a plus and a minus, and you're going to keep them in this order. The 9s go in front, and the 2a's go in back. So let's review so far what we're doing, okay? I always go over factoring like this. So factoring, the first step you always want to do is check to see if there's a GCF. The second thing you want to look for is 2 terms, and if you have 2 terms, it's going to be part of the pink sheet. Now, that is the difference of 2 squares or the difference of 2 cubes, or the sum of 2 squares or the sum of 2 cubes. Number 3, we're looking for trinomials, and the types of trinomials that we have done so far are with the a plus b quantity squared or the a minus b quantity squared. And then we're going to look for 4 terms. So we're going to learn more about these, where we always look to take out the GCF first. So let's do a few more examples before we move on. 5a to the 4th minus 5a. Hey, guess what? We can take out a GCF. The GCF is 5a, and I have a cubed minus 1. So the pink sheet with the cubes looks something like this. So this is factoring 2 terms. I'll call this 2 terms. This is the pink sheet. Okay, if we have a squared plus b squared, we're going to start with squares. that is going to be prime. You cannot do that, and I'll explain that when we get there. If I have a squared minus b squared, we know we have a plus and a minus, so it's going to be a plus b, a minus b. Typically, you could do those like the back of your hand. You're great at those. But now we are moving on to the cubes. The cubes are a little tougher. So I teach my students a cubed plus b cubed, and we have a cubed minus b cubed. I teach my students a little pattern, and I teach them that there's always two positives and one negative. So I know the perfect cube of a cubed is a, the perfect cube of b cubed is b. These are going to be the a and the b. On the outsides, we're going to square it. And on the inside, we're just going to multiply them together. So on the same note, this is going to have one minus and two pluses. And we have the a and the b, a squared and b squared on the outside, and ab in the middle. So notice this right here, a cubed minus 1 is like a cubed minus b cubed. Now, we have to continue to bring down that 5a because that GCF carries through. When I look at the pattern of what I have minus, plus, plus. And I know the perfect cube of a cubed is a, and I know the perfect cube of 1 is 1. So I'm going to put the a and the 1 there. I have to square them both, a squared and 1, and then multiply them together. One more example because I got to go to class. Ooh, we can take out a GCF first. Let's do that. B can come out where we have b squared minus 10b plus 25. Took out a b from everything. The factors of 25, that add up to be negative 10, are b minus 5 quantity squared. Great job today.